Hey guys, and welcome back to another GCSE Maths grade 9 exam question. Now today, this question is very tricky. It's very rare for it to come up. In fact, I don't think you can actually be asked this, but this is good practice. It's very good proof to know, and it's actually showing how the quadratic formula is derived. And you can show this by completing the square on the general quadratic. So if this is your general quadratic, ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. We can show that x is equal to this quadratic formula here, this very famous formula. And, you know, the general proof, there's not the only way to prove it, but the general proof is by completing the square. This is a 5-mark question, and if you're going on to do A-level maths, I definitely recommend this summit being able that you can show how to derive. So let's have a look at how you tackle this. So to complete the square, remember the coefficient of x squared, so the number in front, has to be 1. Now this is a in this term here. It's ax squared plus bx plus c. So to get it just x squared, how do I get to that a? Well, I'm going to have to divide through by a. So ax squared divided by a, that just gives me x squared. So we're dividing through by a first, so that's x squared plus b over a, x, b over a, x, plus c over a, plus c over a, and that's just going to equal to 0 still. 0 divided by a is just 0. So that's the first line of working. Now we need to start completing the square on this. So remember, when we complete the square, we halve this term here, the one in front of the x, we take it as a bracket and square it, and we add on the squared term. So what that's going to look like, so if we half b over a, so what's b over a divided by 2? So that's the same as times it by a half. So if you do b over a times a half, that's going to be b over 2a. So that's going to be x plus b over 2a. b over 2a, like that. Now we close the bracket, like if you remember, we square it, like so. This is the general formula here. And what we do is we add on this, or it's going to be a subtraction because we always take the negative. So we take off this squared term here, so this is a b. So we square this and then subtract it off. So that's going to be, so remember, if you're squaring just this term here, so you square both top and the bottom. So this is going to be minus b squared over, so if you to square 2a, 2a times 2a would be 4a squared. 4a squared. And remember, we always add on what we had originally. So we had originally c divided by a. So we add on c divided by a. Like so. And this is still equal to 0 at this point. So hopefully that's okay so far. So we're not jumping too far ahead, just taking it step by step, taking a slow, methodical approach. What I need to do now is start simplifying. So what I'm going to do first is take this part of the expression, so this here, onto the right hand side. So we're just starting to simplify it, make it a bit nicer to look at. So this will just be the same. It's going to be x plus b over 2a, x plus b over 2a is squared is equal to b squared over 4a squared minus c over a. So this sign is going to change, obviously, because this one was minus, this becomes positive, this will become minus, so that's minus c over a. Now, we need to look at simplifying again. Now, this isn't a common denominator here, so we can't quite subtract. So what do I have to times here, the denominator by, to get it as 4a squared? So this is a, what do I times it by to get 4a squared? Well, that's just going to be 4a, right? So let's keep going. X plus b over 2a all squared. Now this is going to be equal to b squared minus, so I times it both top and bottom by 4a, so that's going to be 4ac minus 4ac. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to write all over one denominator here because it's a common denominator, so we can do that. And that's going to be divided by 4a squared. So that's 4a squared. Now, notice we're slowly getting it into the formula that we need, right? This is b squared minus 4ac. Notice we have that under the quadratic here, the square root. So we're getting closer. Let's keep going and see if we can simplify it. So now we've got a squared term on the left. So how do we simplify that? So what we need to do now is solve for x. And this is x equals, so we're just solving for x now. So first, let's square root. So this is going to be x plus b divided by 2a. So when you take the square root, we have both the positive square root and the negative square root. So be very careful for that. That's where the plus or minus comes from. So remember, plus or minus here. So plus or minus the square root. Now when you square root this, you square root in both top and bottom. So if I write under 1 square root, that's b squared minus 4ac divided by 4a squared. So that would be the same as square root in both top and bottom, but we can't simplify the square root for the top, right? It's just going to be the b squared minus 4ac all under the square root. But the denominator we can simplify. If you take the square root of 4a squared, that'll just give you 2a. So that gives us the 2a there. So that's where this 2a is going to come from right now. So if we simplify that, that gives us x plus b over 2a. So I know my writing's getting a bit messy here, but hopefully you can still see what we mean. And this is going to be equal to the plus or minus of we're up to the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, like so. We're very close now. If you look here, we're basically there. What do I do now? Well, all I'm doing now is just solve for x, and to solve for x, finally, all I've got to do is subtract this b divided by 2a across. So that's going to give us x is equal to minus b divided by 2a, so minus b divided by 2a plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Notice here now, so the last little trick to spot is notice that these have a common denominator. So we can try it over the same denominator, which is going to be the 2a. So this is going to give us now, if we do it up here, this is going to give us that x equals minus b plus or minus, we're just writing this over a common denominator, the square root of b squared minus 4ac. 4ac divided by 2a. And there we have it, guys. We have got that x is equal to the quadratic formula. So it's quite a long proof. There's a few little tricks to watch out for, and it can be very easy to trip up with this. You're taking square roots of expressions involving algebra, and like I said, it can be very easy to trip up. So just take your time with it. Take it slow and methodical, but take each step as it is. Hopefully that's clear, but if there's anything that's unclear or you need more explanation with, just leave a comment below, guys, and that is a very tricky grade 9 exam question.